area as a Category 1 hurricane. It's now forecast to slowly make its way north into North Carolina, Virginia, and beyond. Delta Airlines is facing repercussions from the tech outage that affected thousands of passengers last month. A lawsuit filed this week accused the company of failing to provide passengers with vouchers for meals, hotels, and transportation. Delta's CEO says the CrowdStrike outage caused the airline to lose $500 million. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Good afternoon. This is Susan Bentley, women's health nurse practitioner at Options Wellness in Muscle Shoals. And today, along with Knox Media, I welcome you to another episode of The Real World of Women with Susan Bentley. Today, we're going to talk about an adult subject. So if you have little ones in the room, you may want to put your earbuds in. We are going to talk about the benefits of an orgasm to your complexion. Yep, there is a definite scientific correlation here, and we'll talk about the proven scientific information, and then I'll throw in some other things that haven't been strictly proven. So if you have any questions about it, you can always feel free to ask. There's an old saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but did you know that an orgasm a day may keep the dermatologist and the plastic surgeon away? That is true. And how is that? How does that come about? You know, we're talking about two ends of the body here. The first way that we'll talk about is stress. The face is one of the first places to show the effects of stress in a woman. You're worried about your kids, you're worried about your finances, you're worried about your man, you're worried about your home. We have a lot of things to worry about, and it shows on our face. It shows in wrinkles across your forehead, in between your eyes. You just take on a dull, sad look many times. How does an orgasm help with that? Well, have you ever noticed after having a really good climax how rested you feel? That's true. An orgasm can relax you. As a matter of fact, there is a study that shows 39% of women in the United States masturbate simply for the purpose of relaxation. Now, you say, okay, I love to have an orgasm, but I really don't have a partner. That's what you call masturbation, when you pleasure yourself to the point of orgasm. And you get the same benefit whether you have that orgasm with a partner or with a toy or alone. So remember, it's a great way to relax. And when you are relaxed, your body notices that. Sometimes when you are stressed, you have a lot of tension, the cortisol hormone builds up, and it can contribute not only to poor complexion, but also to weight gain. And when you're stressed out, a big organ like your skin, which is the largest organ in the body, is going to take note. Well, there is a hormone that increases when you are having an orgasm. It's called oxytocin. Oxytocin has been found to have a role in skin aging and prevention of wrinkles. And again, this hormone increases when you feel sexy or sexually stimulated, or when you feel very loved. Yes, we can give you oxytocin drops that you put on your tongue, and they give you that warm, loving feeling. So if that's missing in your world, you may want to come see us and let's talk about that. But the hormone oxytocin is really a good thing to benefit your skin. Uh, Stress triggers inflammation, and it's conditions. You may have had the red cheeks called rosacea. You may have psoriasis, and stress makes those conditions worse. So, by having more oxytocin in your system, which is anti inflammatory, your rosacea is going to calm down. Your psoriasis may not flare as bad. So, it can help to de-stress you and keep those triggers from those annoying breakouts. Acne is something that occurs in many women when they're stressed. And again, the oxytocin being anti-inflammatory helps to reduce those issues. So, an orgasm is good as an anti-inflammatory response. It helps you sleep well. How many times after you've had a really good orgasm do you feel the desire to just roll over, cuddle up, and go to sleep? Well, there's a strong connection between sleep and acne. If you're not sleeping well, and by sleeping well, that means about 7 to 8 hours of good sleep, you may have more problems with your skin. You have that dull look, you can have more issues with acne. Uh, you need sleep to have glowing skin. You're not sleeping, why not? Are you stressed and worrying about things? Is that keeping you awake? Is it your hormones? Are you menopausal and your sleep hormone, which is progesterone, has declined? Um, what's keeping you awake? Sometimes, in spite of all that's going on in your world, jump in the sack, have good sex, have that orgasm, and you just feel better. You feel ready to tackle the world. But if you do take a little nap afterwards or you go on to sleep for the night, you're going to wake up and your skin is going to be in a better shape. The immune system and the inflammation in your body heals during a long period of sleep. So you're going to get the benefits of rest with long sleep because your inflammation is going to decline. What about estrogen? Well, we've talked about estrogen extensively, and sometimes you can take estrogen and sometimes you can't. An orgasm increases the estrogen in your skin. And estrogen has many, many roles in the good skin process. It helps with uh, blood flow to your face. It increases the blood flow, and that brings more oxygen to your face, and the oxygen is going to prevent the breakdown of collagen. Now, collagen is the elastic substance in your skin that keep your skin from drooping, that keeps it filled out, plump, and even moist. So it's very important to have some good collagen going on. What else helps with collagen? Vitamin C. There's a big debate about the collagen creams and things. You know, rubbing it on your skin. Are you going to get any benefit from that? Not Probably not as much as they advertise that you will. But collagen is necessary for good skin. To get collagen, you've got to have oxygen in your skin. To get oxygen in your skin, you've got to have that blood flow. Sex is going to increase the blood flow to your face. You know, sometimes when you're sexually excited, you get this flushed look. That's because of the more red blood cells going to your face. So that is a good thing right there. It also helps with the elasticity in your skin. It helps the fibers that keep you from wrinkling so badly. So collagen is good. Blood flow to your skin is good. Oxygen in that blood is good, and that will help a lot. Uh, During sex, you generally, for the most part, feel much happier. Happier people are perceived to be younger than unhappy people. If you look at a photo of the same woman smiling or frowning, you will most of the time perceive that she is younger if she's smiling. So, sex is going to generally make you smile and be happy, especially when you have that good orgasm where everything is just suddenly so intense. And then you have that release, you smile, you're happy, and it shows in your skin. Now, let's talk about some things that aren't particularly scientific or haven't been proven to be of any benefit. Many companies tout them as beneficial, but it's probably for financial gain for that company and not so much that it's been proven effective. That is semen, the ejaculate that comes from a man when he has an orgasm or a climax. Many times you will hear that, oh, that's great for your skin. Rub it on your face, rub it in. You're going to get a lot of protein. You're going to get zinc. Well, you're probably not going to get much, and you may get an allergic response. You may get inflammation, and you could even get a sexually transmitted infection that way. If the guy has any kind of an infection and you put his semen on your skin, and it gets in your eyes, your mouth, your nose, you could acquire an infection from that. Studies have not shown any benefit of semen on the face or the skin of the face. There are creams that supposedly have semen in them. Usually it is bull semen. I don't. I imagine that there would be a number of guys who would volunteer to sell theirs for various purposes other than infertility reasons. But generally, it's bull semen that is in these products. You can, at some spas, even have a semen facial where your skin is covered in a semen preparation, and it's supposed to help tighten the skin, brighten the skin. But again, there's no proven uh, evidence that it helps. Now, semen does have a lot of protein in it. People laugh and say, well, I'll just have a protein shot for breakfast this morning and get my protein. Well, semen from an ejaculation has about 5 grams of protein. A woman's daily protein need is about 45 grams. So you're not getting a whole lot, sisters, doing it that way. Semen also has zinc in it, but again, it's minimal zinc that you would absorb, or even if you ingested the semen, you're not going to get a whole lot. So, if that's your thing and you like it, it's not going to hurt you to swallow it or put it in your mouth unless the man has an infection. But I'm not going to say it's going to help you a whole lot. So much for the protein shots or for the semen facials like that. So you think, okay, I don't have a partner. Let's talk about this masturbation thing. Some women come to my office, and over the course of almost 50 years of practice, I have seen numerous women who tell me, I've never had an orgasm. I don't know how. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what to do. And I don't have a partner, so I don't guess I'll be finding out. Well, that's not necessarily true. Masturbation is a way that you can have an orgasm without a partner. There are a lot of myths. You are not going to go blind by masturbating. You're not going to lose your mind by masturbating. You're not going to hurt yourself by masturbating. But the one thing that I find that is an issue is most of the sexual aids or toys or vibrators, dildos, they go by a lot of names, are made from cheap latex material. And many women are very sensitive to latex in their vaginal area. So do not use a latex vibrator or toy because it could burn you. It could cause you to have an allergic reaction. And if you're extremely sensitive to latex, you could have a dangerous reaction. Now, not promoting or wanting to sell you anything, but because I have seen this reaction so many times and it is so painful and so um, uncomfortable for the woman, at Options, we have developed a line of, we call them medical therapeutic devices, but basically they're vibrators that are made from medical grade silicone. We have a number of different styles that you can get, and they are great for orgasm. 80% of women prefer a clitoral orgasm, 20% a vaginal orgasm. So, what does that mean? Can you say it in plain language? Well, 80% of women prefer to have the clitoris, which is the little clump of tissue at the top of the vaginal area. They prefer to have that area stimulated to have an orgasm. Most women will be more sensitive on one side of the clitoris than the other. Some are sensitive on both sides, but the majority of women have one side preference. So if you're trying to learn to masturbate, I say do what feels good. Your body will direct you. But 80% of the women have that nerve, the collection of nerve endings that really make them enjoy a clitoral orgasm. Now, 20% of women prefer a vaginal orgasm. And at Options, we have a vibrator particularly for vaginal orgasms. It will have a little knob on the end that helps to stimulate what's called the G spot. And that's a collection of tissue at the very on the very top wall of the vagina, the top floor, that when stimulated persistently will induce an orgasm. Now, all this sounds so clinical, and it is because, in medicine, we break it down to clinical terms. But let's talk real world, which is what we do on this show. Get you a vibrator, learn the speeds. You don't want to start at high speed because you could make yourself tender. Again, you're not going to hurt anything permanently, but you might be uncomfortable. So play with your vibrator to see what feels good. Start on low speed, increase it gradually until you find what you like there. If you're using a vaginal vibrator, again, number one, make sure they're very clean when you start and wash them afterwards, but start slow and increase until you have that orgasm. And then enjoy the benefits of it, whether it be skin benefits, whether it be relaxation benefits, de stressing, or whatever. Uh, there are other things that you can use other than the traditional vibrators. They're bullets, they're all kind of little gadgets, butterflies. Um, some of them fit inside your underclothes and you can wear them all the time, and your partner can keep the control button and surprise you with some motion. And that's cool as long as it's mutually agreed on and you're using it in the appropriate place. You probably don't want to be singing in the choir and suddenly start buzzing. So again, keep it real and be an adult about your behavior with those. But I cannot emphasize enough, a good, healthy sexual relationship is to be prized. It's the icing on the cake for adults. Our lives are hard sometimes. We have a lot of stress. So you need things that make you feel good right there. There are some establishments in our area that sell some of these products, lubricants, things like that. Try a little before you use a lot. The vagina is not meant to taste like a chocolate bar, like a strawberry. And when you use products that have those flavorings in them, it can really set you on fire, especially if it's any kind of mint flavor. Uh, Mint is used many times. So our office, we work with a compound pharmacy that produces a cream for us, and we call it Scream Cream. what you do is you massage a bit of this cream on the clitoris prior to sexual activity, and in a short while, the clitoris becomes more sensitive. And a sensitive clitoris encourages you to rub it, stroke it, lick it, do something to it to quiet that sensitivity. So you can get prescription products such as green cream. You can get other over the counter products, but many times they'll have menthol or a mint component to them. And again, that can be very irritating if it's used by women who are very sensitive. So proceed with caution when you use any kind of lubricants. They've come out with some very popular brands that have heat to them. So when you insert it into the vagina and there's some motion going on, you get a sensation of heat. Well, that heat feels good to some people, but to some people it's very it burns and it doesn't feel that good. So I always encourage ladies, try a little before you fill your vagina with something that's going to have you hopping around like a rabbit because you're on fire. Be cautious. Those are very delicate tissues, and particularly menopausal women. When those tissues in the vagina begin to get dry and thin, they are very sensitive. They don't want to stretch because they're dried out. They're not moist. And you come and you fill your vagina up with this lubricant that's supposed to make it slick in there, but it burns and it hurts and you tear and it's a really sad situation. We have people come into the office in a really bad way, and it's hard to wash those things out because they are a silicone-based product most of the time. Be careful about what you wash your vagina with. Now, the vagina doesn't actually need our help in washing. It's kind of like a self-cleaning oven where it cleans itself. There are two glands on each side. There's a gland on each side of the vagina, and the purpose of that gland is to secrete mucus, and that mucus carries away bacteria. So God designed us to have vaginas that took care of themselves. But being the clean freaks we are, we think, well, we better go in there and help out a little bit. So we get these douche products that you wash your vagina out with. But when you're doing so, you're washing away the natural antibacterial lining of your vagina. So it is not necessary to douche at all unless you've been instructed to by your medical provider. There are a few cases that we do use a medicated douche, but it's really not necessary. If you are going to douche, no more than once a month, and with a very simple product, which is warm water and a cap of white vinegar in the douche bag. You can use that. But when you go and you douche every time after you have sex, if you have sex very often, you're going to be in a bad shape because you've washed away the natural protective lining. You're going to be dry and irritated, and the semen is acidic. And when it touches those dry tissues that don't stretch much, it's not going to feel good. So leave the douche products alone. Basically, to recap, orgasms are good. They help the blood flow to the skin, which carries oxygen, which helps prevent collagen breakdown. It's not really proven that semen is going to help, so you can omit that step right there. But keep yourself healthy and rested, and a good sex life helps that. Now, before I leave today, I want to tell you some things to look forward to. On September the 26th, we will celebrate our first year in our new location at Options Wellness, which is on Wilson Dam Road, 1640 Wilson Dam Road in Muscle Shoals. So we hope you'll put that on your calendar and come see us. The folks here at the radio station will be join us, hopefully. We'll have the Bloodmobile hopefully come. We've got a number of food trucks that will be there. We've got some great giveaways, and you'll meet the staff. We have, our family nurse practitioner is Amy Beth Hall. Our administrator is registered nurse Whitney Sanders. Those are two of the best in the industry. We have Christine Sarmento, who is our receptionist, and she'll be there. We'll have Ruby there, who is our therapy golden retriever, being raised by Amy Beth Hall and her family. But Ruby comes to the office every day. So if you're in need of some puppy love, come by and meet Ruby. We have Courtney McKinnon, who is our licensed counselor. We have Melissa Parker, who is our massage therapist, and we have the fabulous Rika Roy Bridges, who is our esthetician, and her staff. And today is Rika's birthday, so we say happy birthday, Rika. We hope you have a wonderful year. So please mark your calendar for September the 26th. We'll be giving you some updates on that as we go along. And again, ask if you have any products that you would like promoted to women. We always like to know the new things out there that are going on. Let me know, and we can talk about them here. Miss Tamika Tubbs here at the radio station will get with you and arrange a campaign to promote your product, and it's very, very affordable. Again, I'm Susan Bentley, Women's Health Nurse Practitioner at Options Wellness. We hope you'll join us next Thursday at 1 o'clock here at 105.1 FM for another version of The Real World of Women with Susan Bentley. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.